DJ Mamu, we dancing for Rafi. We dance for DJ Mamu, we dancing for Rafi. We dancing for Shamun and rockin' Randy. Dancing Agera, dancing Agera, dancing Agera, dancing Agera.
Diana, join me on the Glenn Lal Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Glenn Lal Show only on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening, welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Without further ado, let's get to the news in detail. Given that the life of the Stabroek Block's exploration license comes to an end in 2026, ESSO has sent the PPPC government an application to extend its hold on the block for more than 10 years. This request was extended time, is based on operational hindrances that resulted from the COVID-19 pandemic. Making this revelation to the international market was Chief Operating Officer of Hess Corporation, Greg Hill. Hess is ESSO's partner in the Stabroek Block. Hill alluded that the company is not worried about the activation of relinquishment provisions come 2026, since an application is before the government of Guyana for an extension. Chartered accountant and attorney-at-law Christopher Ram recently said that when it comes to relinquishment, both the coalition and the PPPC governments have utilized a loophole in the nation's Petroleum Act to the benefit of ExxonMobil and its partners, Hess Corporation and Sinnock. In other news, a young couple died in a horrific road crash at Caledonia on the east bank of Demerara Public Road. Dead are Nicholas Valsen and Olissa Sanderson Valsen. According to information, the car in which the couple was traveling collided head-on with a canter truck during the late afternoon hours along the Caledonia Public Road. It is understood that the car was heading south along the East Bank Demerara Highway, while the canter was traveling in the opposite direction. The couple was reportedly pinned, and it took a while for them to be freed from the wrecked car. The couple, along with another passenger, was rushed to the Diamond Hospital. Doctors pronounced the couple dead on arrival, while the passenger was admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing. In a country with one of the world's largest oil reserves, the Irfan Ali government on Thursday announced a mere 7% across-the-board salary increase for public servants retroactive from January 2021. This comes even after the state workers did not get an increase in salary last year. When analyzed against the rising cost of living, which Ali acknowledged last week, many public servants saw the announcement as a slap in the face, and many took to social media on Thursday venting their displeasure. Making the announcement on behalf of the government was Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh. The announcement came on Thursday afternoon as thousands of public servants were glued to their phones and computer screens in anticipation of a substantive increase. Nevertheless, the 7% raise will be reflected in salaries payable by December 2021. And moving on, opposition leader Joseph Harmon has accused the PPPC of dismantling the Public Procurement Commission and replacing it with a system that in turn benefits Vice President Bharat Jagdeo. Harmon said that the absence of the commission is in violation of the Constitution. He went on to say that due to the commission not being in place, the government has been awarding contracts to their friends and family who they hope will in turn keep them in power. The opposition leader made reference to the recent award of a $346 million contract for the construction of a school. The Statement Construction, a newly registered company with no record of building any project, but, and I quote, are known affiliates of the PPP. He also pointed to another contract where a close friend of the ruling administration and a fierce opponent of the opposition was granted a telecommunications license. In other news, Crime Chief Wendell Blanham lamented the fact that their work has been hampered due to the lack of quality investigators. He said the inadequacy is being felt across all of the police divisions. In listing some of the other challenges faced by the force, Blanham noted that some investigators have left due to retirement, others were put before the courts, some were transferred for disciplinary infractions, and some have moved to scrutiny. That should be to security companies. He further acknowledged that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the force was unable to conduct criminal investigation courses to induct new entrants. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that at the end of the economic life of Guyana's fourth oil field, ExxonMobil will likely leave its subsea equipment on Guyana's seabed. This is according to the Environmental Resources Management, or ERM, consultant Todd Hall. The aforementioned was disclosed during the final public scoping of ESSO's Environmental Impact Assessment Study. The EPA facilitated the event to ventilate their concerns and signal their intention to litigate against ESSO if their demands are not met in writing. The EIA to be prepared. ERM is the firm that prepared the EIA for ESSO to submit to the EPA. The exercise saw participation from stakeholders locally, regionally, and internationally, including Canadian-based Guyanese Dr. Jerry Jailal, who queried the company's decommissioning plan for Guyana's fourth oil project, Yellowtail. Decommissioning is a process entailing the removal of industrial installations and any relevant structures that have come to the end of their productive life. The safe removal of pipelines and other infrastructure that were fixed to the ocean floor to extract oil.
And that's the news of the